Right, so like as you guys have voted on, this is just like a video about like an analysis of the entire part. Of course, this part doesn't really go that deep into the lore since it's more of a teaser, since obviously it's the first part. Anyways, this video is meant to be like a shorter video, since like, there's not much to say, so I just gotta say as fast as possible. How successful I am at saying it fast? Well, look at the runtime. I'm not recording it, maybe you will. Right, so it's pretty obvious that one of the themes of the Canto is being powerless to everything, surrendering witnessing, being unable to choose. Like, the most obvious example of this is, Sinclair. Like, during the round of his first trial, you see some people get thrown into the pit. He, like, doesn't really like it since people are getting thrown into the pit and die. Like, after, like, the 20th time, you just go, like, whatever. Like, it's not just, like, blowing out of proportion. Since, like, in other times, we see, like, Karen run over a bunch of people, and, like, we've also killed a bunch of people and stuff like that, so it doesn't really matter these few times. But then again, like, this kind of theme is also pretty common in the real world. Like, once you've seen enough suffering, and, like, you can't really do much about it, and, like, you kind of just, like, don't really care. Like, when it's the fourth time you heard about child labor on the news, do you really give a shit? If this is a place about, like, a serial killer or something, do you really actually care that people are dying? Right, some people say that this Canto is more about nihilism and such, being that's meaningless. I personally don't actually, like, consider myself a nihilist, but I also kind of do, I don't say that a lot of things don't really mean that much. Like, there's a lot of things that people say are real valuable and such, like, it's really not that much. But also, like, don't believe it, since, it means something, For example, roses are, in most cultures, are used to express love and such. To say that doesn't have this meaning isn't being, like, cool or, like, being able to see beyond the surface. It's more of just being stupid. Well, if I was asked about my opinion of philosophy and such, I was like, yeah, nothing matters. Like if there's, like, a guy crying over, like, how someone you knew died in a car crash, I probably wouldn't just go, like, yeah, nothing matters, I'll probably be slapped in the face for that, too, and I definitely deserve it. Right, a lot of people also say it's, like, more about depression, but I feel like that's not really exactly accurate. It's like, if you really call it depression, I think it's kind of accurate in some cases, but not really. Like, just saying, it's more like general suffering. Like, if suffering, if just being sad and suffering is depression, then man, like, everything is. Yeah, so I personally believe it's not really. It's kind of like how a lot of people say Canto 4 is about gay or depression, but I feel like it's more about self-actualization and actually realizing oneself's potential. Like, the fact that at first he was sad and now he's happy, it's not really about gay, it's not really depression in itself. It's more just, suffering and finding through it. Yeah, Ship on Chai kind of comes with the additional meaning of passage of time. This picks up with the first theme of being powerless, since, you can't stop this all the time. Like, of course, there's a speech about the flowers being washed away and such, and I feel like it's, like, intentionally ironic that we get to see a trial of immortality while we know damn well the time can't be went back on. Like, it's very said multiple times about how, you can't change the past and stuff like that. So if you want to be immortal, to be free of time, but you don't really change anything, do you? I find it kind of interesting how they also, like, make revival, and yeah, revival is also kind of a steal of, like, powerlessness. And the whole point is, if you die and come back to life, like, a few hundred times, you really don't care about dying all that much, do you? You also really won't care about living all that much, since, that basically it's free for you, it happens every day. And, like, it shows how like, just, like, reviving and coming back just devalues the preciousness of life, driven by debate, and how it makes it repeatedly state that people who, like, get revived law just kind of get weird. Honestly, I feel like this Canto is kind of meta, since, like, they talk about how Honda was being sent on a journey to observe the world that, he can't read in the books. But we are here observing a world by only reading it, Like, we're experiencing experiences that we probably won't, like, experience, unless one of you guys are, like, vampires, or, like, one of you guys are super rich and just, like, want to set the Squid Game or something like that. Other than that, like, we really won't experience these types of things, so I feel like that's a real meta aspect. It's also a meta aspect since, like, we can't really do much about this, The characters, they speak, they suffer. At least we believe they do. But what should we do but surrender or witness to? Let's go, that's it. Alright, yeah, the whole point of it, the things just the Bond Corporation and Sephiroth and the library. Like I've already said before, Honda is definitely hesitant since to see the powerlessness being unable to change. Like, it's the Battle Royale place to hand like the chair for Garion, it makes it, like, way more obvious. And of course, like, the image was him staring at the dead body is about to cry is fear sign of that, how hesitant was forced to release the abnormalities by Garion to kill all those people. Well, even though he really didn't have choice, Honda talks about how his choices didn't really matter, so it's probably that, like, he got a bunch of people killed, but he didn't really get them killed, since they were gonna die anyways. Anyways, bye.